Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be providing a long-term market analysis update for Vechain. I'll be covering some very key levels of support and resistance. I'm going to be talking about this moving average here, the 50-week, and then I'm going to be covering the Vechain Bitcoin ratio, which I think is going to be very key to watch out for into the next few weeks as well as the next few months. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, by the way, this channel is sponsored by the cryptocurrency exchange FTX.us. You can check them out in the link in the description below. So I do want to start off by talking about this level right around 2.2 cents. That is marked out in green, and the reason this is going to be very important is because if we go all the way back here to 2020, notice how Vechain had two rejections off of this level. This first retest in July, and then another rejection right here in August. And then following these two rejections, Vechain actually corrected by about 62%, ultimately not finding support until retesting this 50-week simple moving average. So again, that is currently where we're at today. You can see the last few weekly candles have been coming up to this region, and we've basically just been consolidating above this. So it is positive to see that Vechain is holding this as support, and as of right now, there is a potential for some sort of double bottom as we have retested this area all the way back a few months ago in June and July. So what I'm going to be watching out for into the next few weeks for Vechain is if it can continue to hold this as support and ideally start to bounce off and target some of these resistance areas. So the resistance areas I'm going to be watching out for are that 50-week moving average that again was previous support back in 2020, and we also had this bounce right here in July of 2021. So when we did break below the 50-week, notice how we actually flipped it right into resistance. This rejection occurred in December, and we haven't really had a retest since. Now, today, the 50-week moving average is right around 5.2 cents, but do keep in mind that over the next few weeks, this is going to continue to average down. And it's going to come down at a pretty quick pace, and you can see if I just extend out its current slope, we could very well have a retest towards the end of the year at some much lower valuations. So look out to that as our potential resistance, as well as this horizontal zone right around 3.8 cents. So this was previous support on this move back in February. Notice how this was the low that held the pivot point before making this run back up to form this lower high. This was also support back here in February 2021. This was one of the biggest red candles in this massive bull trend, coming back down, bouncing off this region before ultimately putting in that mania peak around that all-time high at 28 cents. Now, what I want to see moving forward for the bullish narrative is going to be first making a higher high. So if we go all the way back here to August, notice how we had this high right around 3.4 cents. This is the level that we had our last lower high off of. So a move anywhere back above there will be starting to make a higher high on the weekly, which is going to be our first step to starting to reverse this big downtrend. The next step is again going to be reclaiming those two resistance zones I have marked out, the 50-week moving average, as well as this area around 3.8 cents. So those are the levels that I will be watching out for if we do start to bounce off of this region. If Vechain doesn't hold the support around 2.2 cents, which would most likely come off the back of Bitcoin, say, losing its lows and dropping below that 17K region, the next area I'm going to be watching out for is this level right around the 2019 high. So if we go all the way back here to 2019, notice how this high right around 1.16 cents was the area where we had this big rejection off of, and you can also see we retested that on this move back into 2020. So this is going to be the next level of support further down from here, and I'll just change the color back to green because this is where I do believe buyers in demand will start to step in if this area around 2.2 cents does not hold. And again, I don't expect this scenario to be the most likely case, but if Bitcoin is dropping below 17K, that is the downside potential, and that's where I'm going to be watching out for as our next longer term region of support. So now I'm going to switch over here to the Vechain Bitcoin ratio, and this has been in a fairly consistent and steady downtrend ever since this peak back in April of 2021. And I really do want to start to see this pair start to make a reversal, because with altcoins, I do want to see them outperform Bitcoin, and this significant underperformance has made the Vechain USD pair extremely weak with respect to Bitcoin. So going forward for this pair, what I want to see to be bullish is a similar structure where I do want to see a higher high reclaiming and getting back above this August high, which was around 142 Satoshis. So as an illustration, that would look like something like this, where if we start to make our way back up, reclaim this zone and hold it as support, that's exactly what I want to see to be bullish into the next few months, because this would really start to make a new uptrend structure where we no longer have the same consistent and steady declines forming lower highs off of this downward sloping trend line, the resistance every few months or so. So look out to see if we can make a higher high, and a move making a higher high would be extremely bullish and bring a lot of relative strength into the USD pair, as VeChain would start to outperform Bitcoin. So that's exactly what I want to see moving forward into the next few months to be bullish. So I hope you guys did enjoy the content and the analysis. By the way, once again, check out our sponsors in the link in the description below. This channel is partnered with the cryptocurrency exchange FTX.us. You can sign up to their exchange through the link in the description below, or with my referral code SNOWYCRYPTO and get a 5% discount on exchange fees. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.